people with their MBAs are suffering from another MBA. It's called mini bank account. But in our business, we teach you how to get an MBA, massive bank account, without having to go to college to get an MBA, Masters of Business Administration. But here's the deal. So I'm teaching, and I'm like, no, I'm not going back. I've been to school 12 years, college 12 years, graduate, postgraduate work, so forth. Like, oh, yeah. No. They said, no. We're just going to mentor you. Huh? And make a long story short, I got involved with the business with them, and they weren't lying. I started making more money in a month than I used to make an entire year. Now, I jokingly, it didn't happen exactly like this. It's just a nice story to put it this way. But I walked into my boss. I said, boss, I'm sorry, I can't work for you anymore. He said, Doc, why? I said, man, I got eye trouble. He said, eye trouble? What's wrong with your eyes? I said, I can't see myself working for you anymore. But I realized the difference between profits versus wages, right?
Yes.
Garrett, listen, like I said, recently I got a client that paid me $1,000 a minute to speak. $1,000. I didn't say an hour. I said a minute. And by the way, when I first started speaking many years ago, I was terrible. I didn't even like myself. And by the way, when I didn't like myself, nobody else did. I started liking myself. When I started liking myself, other people started liking. I just kept working on my skill of speaking. Remember, I was bad, but long enough until I can get good. And I got so good, like I said, I was voted to the Motivational Speakers Hall of Fame and now spoken in all 50 states, 28 countries. And like I said, recently was paid $1,000 a minute. But see, back when I had the wrong mindset, I would have rejected or self-sabotaged something. It was like, no, that don't sound right. Can't do
that. Exactly, man. And one thing I'm picking up too, and hopefully a lot of our listeners are as well, is it seems you talk a lot about the associations people make between things and how that can affect it. So for example, when you talked about money, money just is, right? It's neutral. It's not bad or good, but a lot of people have this negative association like, oh, it's evil or it's bad. And I think what you're saying as well is you need to retrain and change the associations so it's a positive one. Like when you got that $5,000, commission recently, where some people would have been, like you said, very uncomfortable or very just the idea that you could even receive $5,000 for a sale.
For a 10-minute conversation. But see, he had a big problem. I just gave him a solution. So it wasn't, and by the way, what I love about the company E1U Life, they do all that customization and all that. So I don't even have to worry about all that.
Well, and I love that as well. And that's what I think most of my audience loves. They've been drawn to the idea of affiliate marketing. I've told, and I know this. Most of my audience are affiliate marketers, and they love the idea where, it's very simple. You just focus on getting people to a link. The product's created, the back office, all the customer support, all that's done. You just focus on that one skill, and the ability, like you said, you got that commission. And maybe you can even touch on just briefly, because I know you're very active with E1U Life. I know you've been really helping with a lot of the back office.
Hey, by the way, Garrett Berry, I was the top of the leaderboard.
I saw that, man. I saw that. That was, we got some good competition there. But I mean, one of the benefits too of E1U Life, just briefly, is when you made that $5,000 commission. I mean, how long did you have to wait before you received the payout?
It was instant and direct. I love it. I got this little notification, from my Stripe. I was like, whoa, right?
Incredible.
Yeah.
So,
and as a matter of fact, because of that, like I said, but again, the thing is, you got to understand that this is the way. There's a way that people think that are making a lot of money versus people, and there's different things and avenues that people are using, and that's what you're doing. You're helping people to get positioned, and then the right mental reconditioning, and so that when the timing is right, bam, it hits. And I'm telling you, my friend, it's amazing. You're talking about a breakthrough. That's a financial breakthrough that could change someone's life. Because like I said, when I realized profits are better than wages, I've been psychologically unemployable now for over 30 years because I realized, man, wait a minute, I could make, so I don't have to spend a whole lot of my time to make a little bit of money. And if somebody's paying you $20 an hour, you better know they're making $100 an hour off you. And it's called leverage. And this is what I love about E1U Life, by the way. See, without a business, you are being leveraged by somebody else on their job. And there's nothing wrong with having a job. As a matter of fact, blessed is the man or woman that does what they have to do until they can get to do what they want to do, right? So like Jim Rohn, I used to travel and speak with him before he passed away, and we'd share the platform. But he used to say, have your job and start making more money or twice as much money on your business than on your job before you quit. Because sometimes people quit too soon and then they feel that pressure. And now it becomes like a hard sell thing as opposed to just serving and providing solutions, right? So that's a little free thing I'll throw out to the folks there. But let me throw this in. So what E1U Life does, it's providing solutions for people in business and people that are in marketing, right? And the fact that it's 80 to 90% instant and direct pay, I was like, man, you got to be kidding me. And you give so many extra bonuses that it'd be crazy for people not to get involved and to follow you so that they can get this. And what I found out is that the more I grow as a person, the more my money can grow. Now, write this down in your mental capacity, folks. If your money grows before you do, unfortunately, it will have to shrink back down to where you are. So you got to grow, and then as your money grows, so at least grow with your money, but don't see. So that's the thing. But again, you got to get that mental shift. And so again, my friend, poor, P-O-O-R, passing over opportunities repeatedly. Poor. You don't want to be poor, okay? You want to be rich, R-I-C-H, raking in cash happily. You want to be rich, R-I-C-H, residual increase complements happiness. See, I was already happy, but now you give me this opportunity to make money on top of that. And so I would heartily recommend, again, for folks to look at what you are doing and to connect with you, because, again, you're connected with somebody who's really caring and is going to help you in that journey. Because, again, all of us start off as a mess, and we have to take our steps to become a master. And Garrett's one of those guys that will help you, has the integrity, has the know-how, has the extra methods and steps and techniques too, and a lot of tips that a lot of other people don't have. And by the way, tips to ensure prompt success.
I love that, man. And I really appreciate that. And I'm glad, hopefully that's conveyed. And that's what I really want to convey. It's just, I want to help people. So I appreciate that compliment. Now, transitioning, we've talked a lot about breakthroughs and a lot about the importance of getting these mental breakthroughs. Now, I know you actually have a 20-day breakthrough challenge. Now,
21 day, yes, sir.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are aware of it. For some people that aren't actually aware of this challenge, I'd love if you want to touch on that, kind of what that is, how it works, and possibly how people can get access to it.
Sure. Sure, man. So the whole thing with the 21-day breakthrough challenge is, like I told you, my life was a mess. And then, now I get to travel and I speak with some of the biggest names, they're out there, and just amazing things that occur. And people kept asking me, how in the world did you get from the mess you were in to this, where you are now? Like, this is like, how would someone pay you $1,000 up at this point? But before that, the most I've been paid is $47,000 to speak 1 hour. That was a good hour. But anyway, but they're like, but what did you do to become a person like that? And so I put down 21 main things that took me from being a mess to a master. Okay. 21 main principles. Okay. And then I painstakingly, listen, I was speaking in one place and he made this statement: the greatest speakers are those who can make the fewest words go the farthest. I was like, ooh. So I took that as a challenge. So I took these 21 principles. I was like, let me boil them down painstakingly to a short 3-minute to 5-minute video. Okay. I think one or two of the videos are only 2.5 minutes. It's crazy. So all the person has to do is, because people are busy these days, watch one video. So you got 21 days. It takes like 21 days to establish a new habit and so forth. So, So one video a day for 21 days, and you're guaranteed to get at least one or more breakthrough in those 21 days. And Garrett, it's absolutely, so I have this site set up, and they just log on to the site, watch their video. Now, a couple people, like for instance, somebody say watching this today, and they say, well, it's not on the first, because I usually tell people if you start the day with you keep it consecutive. Yeah. And some people's like, well, I'm past that. So let me just watch a bunch of them to catch up. And then I have a lot of people that every month, in the beginning of the month, they start all over again. They said, because as long as that site is there, you have access to that. Okay. And so we've had so many people have physical, financial, emotional, relational, spiritual, like there's 18 different breakthroughs that I talk about that a person can have and experience. And then I show you how to leverage you focus on one main breakthrough and you use that one main breakthrough to get another breakthrough and another breakthrough. By the way, when we talk about breakthrough, before the breakthrough, it seems to be all struggle and little or no success. After the breakthrough, Garrett, there seems to be little struggle and a whole lot of success. right? So the key is you got you got to get past. So one of the things we teach is everything in life gets easier, or I should say less hard, a long time after it's hard. So, but everything gets easier a long time after it's hard. We just have to get you to get through the hard part. And my training, that 21-day training, it retrains your brain. It's like it's going to make you to a place where it's like, man, and here's what I tell people: your breakthrough comes faster when your mentor is a grandmaster. Okay, and I happen to be one of 110th degree black belts in the world today, and I attribute most of my success to the self-discipline that they taught me. And that's why when I got involved in a home-based business, I was already personally developed. I was already a leader, and I was already most of my friends were all leaders. So like on a scale of 1 to 10, like most people considered me a 10, and I hung around a bunch of 10s. So when you get those people involved, everything explodes. And so at first I couldn't figure out, well, why are people having so hard time? This is easy. Well, it was easy after all the other stuff I went through, and because I was already conditioned. So I would slow down and rethink, right? Oh, just like in the martial arts, my sensei took me from, right? And so I was like, okay, that's what I've got to do. So this 21-day breakthrough challenge, and literally, I mean, I have whole companies that embrace and send all their distributors through and so forth. And I had one pastor fly me out to his church. He went through the 21-day challenge. He heard me speak at another conference. He signed up, took the challenge. He called me, said, man, I got to fly you out. I want you to preach that to my whole church, or preach to my church, and then tell them about the 21-day challenge. And we're going to go through it together. And they did that, and man, it just transformed so many people's lives. And so, again, this is the 21-day breakthrough challenge. And here's what I'm going to do, Garrett, because like it's crazy. It's only $397. My business coach tells me I should be charging. He said, man, you're a 10th degree black belt. Are you kidding? You took 45 years of your life, distilled it down to make it. He said, and they're going to have access to that for as long as that website's up. Like, yeah. And they can take. And so anyway, so here's the website. If you go to theinternet.com, theinternet.com, first of all, let me say I've got a few free things there. And like the Art of Selling Without Selling is a free webinar everybody should take to help them, right? But if you're really serious, like my mom, the free month of karate lessons, but then she started paying, getting serious, right? Well, guess what? If you're willing and ready to take a step, then it's only $397. But Garrett, can I do something crazy because of what you're doing to make a difference in people's lives?
Yeah, man. Yeah. What's up?
How about, now you got to promise not to tell my business coach because he's mad at me. He said, Doc, $397. That's crazy, man. I was like, I know, but I have a mandate that I'm supposed to reach and empower 1 million people to get one or more breakthroughs by 2024 now. So we're in 2023 now. So, it's good. So I was like, let me just get through that first and then I'll raise it up. But the 397, but here's what I want to do to make it even, I want to make it an irresistible offer that nobody can say no. If they want. And that is this. How about if I take off $300?
You're serious?
Yes. So I can give people a coupon code. Now, again, when you go to theinternetmentor.com, you just sign up for free and you can get the free. There's a couple free trainings in there.
And I'll put the link below this video.
And then they got to have this coupon code, and you'll see it'll say $397 when you put the coupon code and hit apply. It's going to drop down to, instead of $397 to $97. And so the coupon code is just going to be Garrett, just Garrett, Garrett, right? That's it.
Yeah.
So it'll just be Garrett. And if you put that coupon code in, it's going to knock it down to only $97, I think $97.97. And you'll have access to that. And I'm telling you, I had a lady that I think I told you a story. I'll send you a testimonial video where she sent me a video testimonial. She said, I just deposited a check for $110,000. She said, I've been married for 40 years. My husband and I, she's like, we had a relationship breakthrough after going through your challenge. And the result of going through your challenge, we made a decision together and it resulted in $110,000. So she said, I'm taking your challenge over again. I called her and said, well, what I got a couple different challenges. Which one was it? I want to make sure I go through to get myself. So this is the 21-day breakthrough challenge. Folks, I believe it can change your life. Now, let me say this. It was, I think it was, Benjamin Franklin. He said, if you empty your wallet into your mind, he said, your mind will fill your wallet. Who would like to have your wallet filled? Well, you got to do stuff like me and Garrett do. And that is, we constantly are doing stuff that's called personal development. Was it Jim Rohn? Remember, he said, a formal education will help you make a living, but personal development and personal education will help you make a fortune. So Dr. Breakthrough says, why just make a living when you can make a fortune so you can be blessed so much you can bless others? Now, it was Les Brown that said, information costs, but it pays for itself 10 times over. And Dr. Breakthrough, what I say is what you put in your head that affects your heart determines what comes to your hand. And if you want more coming to your hand, you got to put more in your head that affects your heart. And my 21-day breakthrough challenge was designed with your success in mind. So my question to you is this: if I'm willing to dedicate part of my life to your success, would you allow me to empower you, or would you fight against me?